This chart shows career receiving yardage and touchdowns in NFL history. On the left are the Hall of Famers. On the right, towering above the rest, is Jerry Rice. He retired with 1,549 receptions, 22,895 receiving yards, and 197 touchdowns. No one is even close. With 38 total NFL records to his name, he is widely considered the greatest football player to ever step onto the gridiron. But if you look at his physical profile, the math stops making sense. He didn't have towering size, and he didn't come from a major college football powerhouse. At the NFL Combine, he ran the 40-yard dash in 4.7 seconds. Today, a speed that slow would get a receiver ignored by professional scouts. So how does a player with mediocre speed become the best in history? If the greatest player on the field lacked elite natural speed, his success had to be engineered, not inherited. The blueprint starts in Starkville, Mississippi. Rice grew up in the rural South, the son of a hardworking bricklayer. During the sweltering summer months, he worked alongside his father. His brothers would toss heavy, rough bricks from the ground, and he had to snatch them out of the air. That grueling repetition built his legendary grip strength and flawless hand-eye coordination. He didn't even play football until high school, and only by accident. A principal caught him skipping class, saw how fast he sprinted away, and forced him to join the team. He ended up at Mississippi Valley State, a small Division I AA school. But his work ethic produced undeniable numbers, including a staggering 27 touchdowns in a single season. The NFL had to pay attention. The bedrock of his legendary career was built on the discipline of manual labor and harsh conditions. He took that exact same blue-collar approach with him into professional sports. Drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, Rice initially struggled. He dropped passes, battled insecurity, and was intimidated by the professional stage. To survive, he needed to adapt. This schematic shows a typical passing play, but for Rice, a route wasn't a loose path. He applied a concept called deliberate practice. He engineered every single route to the millimeter, practicing his footwork endlessly to eliminate any wasted movement. Because his timing was mathematically precise, his quarterbacks knew exactly where he would be. They could release the ball a split second before he even made his cut. That relentless, deliberate practice translated into flawless on-field chemistry with Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Joe Montana. While other players rested, Rice maintained a punishing 6-day-a-week off-season regimen. His routine centered on cardiovascular endurance, capped by running 10 40-meter wind sprints up a brutally steep 2.5-mile dirt trail. These workouts became legendary. Other elite NFL players would try to join him for a day of training, only to end up physically ill before the session was over. He wasn't training to be the fastest man in the first quarter. He was training to have an insurmountable advantage in the fourth quarter, right when the defenders covering him were completely exhausted. That engineered endurance was deployed perfectly when the stakes were highest, the Super Bowl. In Super Bowl 23, he broke the game wide open, racking up a massive 215 receiving yards and taking home the MVP trophy. He sustained that peak level of output for years. He caught 3 touchdowns in Super Bowl 24 and then matched that exact feat with another 3 touchdowns in Super Bowl 29. Even late in his career, long after most receivers retire, his production continued. He put up team-leading numbers in Super Bowl 37, playing for the Oakland Raiders. Because he relied on engineered endurance and hyper-precise routes, he remained untouchable in the exact moments when his opponent's natural physical talents faded. He started as an overlooked kid from Mississippi with average speed, and finished as the undisputed greatest wide receiver in history with 38 untouchable NFL records. This staggering body of work made his induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame an absolute inevitability. Jerry Rice proves that true greatness isn't something you are born with. It is engineered, day by day, route by route, and brick by brick.